We've just left Transit Marina in Oban. It's Saturday afternoon. We have taken Martina on board, my godchild. I've waited for a long time to have her on board, and she's trying to tidy up some lines at the moment. That's what we taught her. And today we're going to go up to Corpach, or Corpach, no Corpach I think, up at the top of Loch Linnhe, the entrance of the Caledonian Canal, and from tomorrow onwards we will look for Nessie.
Hello!
Hello, Martina! Oh, it's
so I arrived yesterday night at 1 AM in the morning, and then I went to Glasgow to a motel, and then after that I took the train to Oban, almost, and then they both picked me up, and now I'm here.
But you had to change flights?
Yes,
from Zurich
to Frankfurt, and from Frankfurt to Glasgow. One
night in Glasgow, and
yes,
the
now
train 3 hours up here, 3.5?
3.5.
3.5. It's a long journey. Thank you very much for doing it for us.
Thanks for having me.
We got a helmsman,
cool.
Or a helmswoman.
Helmswoman.
And I can sit down and enjoy.
I'm making a bread, Portuguese bread, but it's kind of similar to Swiss bread. I crust it.
The first leg of our journey leads us 30 nautical miles up Loch Linnhe to Corpach. We enjoy a beautiful day on the water, and as we are only in mid-April, the mountains, and particularly the mighty Ben Nevis, are still covered in snow. Sadly, up to now, we have missed this spectacular area of West Scotland. It was a bit strange. I calibrated the water speed wheel this morning, and it worked fine in the marina, so we had I think it's good now, but we had up to now we had about half a knot of current against us all the time, although it should be with us, and now it turned, so now we have 1 knot in our favor, so that's what it should be. I don't know whether 1 knot is enough, whether we're gonna see more, but it's a bit strange. Lovely.
Half an hour, and then second sip.
I try my best to introduce Martina to Scottish culture, and by God, she tries hard. But alas, my efforts are in vain.
Still not that good. Maybe with chocolate.
But the chocolate is nice.
I like the chocolate part. Third sip.
Oh.
Still not like this.
Weißt du was? Jetzt probieren wir noch. Jetzt tun wir noch ein Tröpfchen Wasser rein.
Es brennt das immer noch.
Es brennt immer noch. zwei Arten von Leinen. Es gibt die, die gedreht sind, also die Dreistrang, die habe ich Ihnen auch noch. Die muss anders sein. Ein Ding brauchen wir noch Mikrofon.
Nice!
And another calm and beautiful morning marks the start of our Caledonian Canal adventure. Polaris is ready and her crew are waiting for the lock operations to start. The Caledonian Canal connects the Scottish west coast at Corpach with the east coast at Inverness. The canal was constructed in the early 19th century. It runs 50 nautical miles from southwest to northeast and reaches 32 meters above sea level. Only about 1/3 of the entire length is man-made. The rest of the canal is being formed by the freshwater lochs of Loch Linnhe, Loch Linnhe, the famous Loch Ness and Loch Dochgarroch. The reason for these lochs being in one straight line is that they are located on a geological fault line that cuts right across Scotland. There are 29 lochs and 11 swing bridges along the canal, all of which are operated by super friendly canal staff 7 days a week from 8 to 6 during summer and with reduced service hours during the other seasons. The maximum dimensions for boats on the canal are 45 meters in length, 10.5 meters in width, a draft of 3.8 meters and a mast height of 35 meters. The speed limit in the canal is 5 knots. A short-term canal license is valid for 7 days and nights and costs £26 and 15 pence per meter in length. We had a week to make the passage from Oban and through the canal before Martina had to leave us again in Inverness. We made the passage through the canal in 5 days, including 1 day when we were moored up in Fort Augustus. It's always nice to have a chat with passers-by, and even more so when they are subscribers to our channel. There is little traffic on the canal that early in the season, but during the summer months it can get quite busy. We were held up by a fault in the first swing bridge at Ben Nevis, so it took us almost a full day to climb Neptune's staircase. Neptune's staircase is the longest staircase lock in Britain, lifting boats 20 meters. It consists of 8 locks, each 55 meters long and 12 meters wide, and it normally takes boat about 90 minutes to pass through the system. So it's a long wait if you arrive at the wrong end at the wrong time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We left Neptune's staircase behind us and we're on full speed towards Gairlochy. We want to make the other swing bridge, the Moy swing bridge it's called, before it closes at 4:30. It took us almost a day to get up from the sea lock to the top, and so everyone that wants to do that, you need to calculate a day to get on the top here. But it's beautiful, it's a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful landscape we're cruising through. We hoped we would make it to Lagan, because there's a nice pub, a floating pub, but because we're blocked here, we're locked in here now, we can't get out of Gairlochy and into the lake. We won't make it today, and unfortunately tomorrow and the day after tomorrow it's closed, so we will have to give this a miss, sorry. Scottish Canals have issued a practical skipper's guide for the Caledonian Canal, with all the information required and with detailed charge of all the locks, bridges, and importantly with all the docks and jetties along the canal where you can moor the boat. We have left a link in the video description below. The shore call on VHF channel 74 informs the canal staff so that they open the bridge for us. It's the perfect morning gymnastics for me.
Everything is ready for my workout, and I show you my computer tent. I give this workout on Zoom, so that's how it looks. And in an hour or so, hour and a half, we will go to the next loch.
We're waiting in front of the loch here at Gairlochy. That should open in the next couple of minutes. It's actually a loch that will just open. It's filled, so it's not in use at the moment. There's no leveling here. We just passed through that one. Then there is a little basin afterwards. No, first there is a swing bridge. So first the loch opens, then the swing bridge opens, then we go through into the little pond, and they will open the other loch up there. So we're gonna go on the port side. They will throw us lines down, so you just stay on board and get the lines. It's one loch, and then we can go out and go on the Loch Linnhe, which we're gonna have probably about an hour.
Ich finde das so schön, wenn so die Schafe auf dieser Weide sind.
Loch Linnhe. This is Polaris over.
This is Loch, go ahead.
Loch Polaris. We are on the pontoon and await instruction to go into the loch.
In starboard side 2 for me, please.
Starboard side 2.
Frag doch, ob wir port.
We have all our fenders and the fender board rigged on the port side of Polaris. So the change to the starboard side from the canal staff comes quite unexpected and leaves us a bit puzzled. Turns out that the operator actually meant the port side, so all is good.
Ganz anders.
The middle part of Loch Linnhe is quite shallow, and there is only a narrow channel that is deep enough for larger boats. Additionally, it is part of a hydroelectric scheme, so the warning is that the water level can vary. But the channel is well marked and easy to navigate.
Augustus lochs, this is Tyoma, over.
Towards the end of the day, we arrive in the pretty village of Fort Augustus. It is located about halfway through the Caledonian Canal and marks the western end of Loch Ness. Under the watchful eye of many tourists, we pass the flight of 5 lochs that take us down to the level of Loch Ness. Here, we moor at one of the floating pontoons right at the entrance of the loch.
Bye! Schau, jetzt noch mehr. Jetzt müssen wir das Anlegemanöver machen.
Good morning, are you ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Let's go!
We have to show Martina the Highland walks, and I hope she will not be surprised about the wet.
I'm the sunny child, it's not gonna be wet.
Ja, jetzt zeg maar eens. Good morning, Martina.
Good morning!
Where are we going?
To the Highlands.
To the Highland walk. And he stays at home.
He works. Today is a resting day. For Polaris, that is. While Catherine and Martina prepare for a hike in the hills along the Loch Ness, I prepare for a day of video conferencing from the boat office.
Ik zou willen met die mensen maken.
Een trampel.
You're going to wake them up.
No. Royal Army of Switzerland. Kind of strange. Swiss Army chocolate with caffeine. Und das essen wir? Wie sich's gehört, Birchenmüsli und da wieder. So, that's how the Swiss survive.
It seems cold water swimming is highly infectious. Unlike with the whiskey, Martina seems totally hooked.
Armpits! What are we doing today?
Today we're sailing through Loch Ness. Hope that the monster doesn't chew off our rudders.
And what have we done already?
We swam with the monster.
In Loch Ness.
You were the monster.
I swam with the monster too.
Fun fact. Loch Ness contains more water than all the lakes of England and Wales combined. Legend has it that its depths of up to 230 meters are the home of the elusive Loch Ness monster. But does it really exist? Well, the earliest written report about the monster in the Loch Ness area is in The Life of Saint Columba, written in the 7th century AD. This is about the life of a saint, and the Irish monk Saint Columba is a very important saint indeed. And saints don't lie, so it must be true. Now I believe this must be Nessie. According to the chart, it's 220 meters deep where we are currently, but the depth blinks at 19 meters. So there might be the monster just swimming 20 meters below us. Lord.
It will. But I mean, Martina's still sitting here.
She didn't take a dive. We are entering Loch Dochgarroch, the last of the interconnected lochs. This is actually a man-made loch, created by the weir in the river Ness, which raised the water level upstream by almost 2 meters. After the weirs, the man-made canal work starts again, and we stop for the night at the pontoons in front of Loch Dochgarroch. Ja.
After 11.5 K run, well deserved.
This is day 4 on the canal, our last day. We're doing the last flight of lochs, and then we're gonna go out and into Inverness Marina. The wind has changed a bit. It's quite freezing, northeasterly breeze, and yeah, we can feel it's still April. Although the sun is out and the weather is nice, but cold. Polaris, we are approaching Oban Bridge and await instructions. Over.
Polaris, this is first control. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get the first sequence started shortly. Can you confirm there is a motor vessel behind you? Over.
Affirmative, they're about 200 meters behind us, yes.
That's fantastic there. Yeah, we'll get the first bridge open in a second. Just keep under control, but slow your ascent. And then, yeah, we'll get you through shortly. Over.
We will slow down and wait until it's open. Polaris standing by on 7-4. The next two swing bridges at Torven and Tomnahurich are very close together. Because they are on two very busy roads, the operators only open one bridge at a time and for a short period as possible. I can imagine it getting hectic here during the summer months. As we pass the final locks, and as we scent the smell and feel the breeze of the sea, locking in and out has become second nature to the crew. We thoroughly enjoyed our journey with Martina, who brought the sunshine and the spring with her, through this remote part of the Scottish Highlands with its serene hills and calm lochs, where the silence is only broken by the singing of the birds and the whisper of the wind on the water and in the trees, and Martina's joyful laughs. After 5 days in peaty fresh water, Polaris enters seawater again. She is back in the environment she belongs in, where her movements are no longer dictated by the operating hours and the direction of the canal, but by the wind and the weather and the waves, and where the next destination lays behind the horizon. The last 1.5 nautical miles from the sea loch to the marina lead us through treacherous waters. There is a strong tidal stream and a nasty bar at the entrance to the river Ness, where the marina is located. Nevertheless, we arrive safely in our allocated berth. And to end this adventure, the crew of Polaris enjoys a well-deserved pint at the Hootenanny in Inverness. Thank you, Dom, for the tip. Join us next time, when we brave the mighty North Sea and sail to the land of the Vikings.